I'm joined here today by the one, the only Chris Gutierrez, coming off the draw against Cody Durden. Of course, no references to Fight Club. What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for asking. How was everything getting back home, man? I know on the flight's a little bit crazy. You have to wear the mask the whole time. You're getting tested constantly. How was the trip back home?
It's good, man. It's good to have some. Everything was good. I enjoyed all the experience, so I can't complain, man. But everything's good. It feels good to be home.
For sure. And so this was your second time competing, during the pandemic at the UFC Apex. Was this experience very similar to the last time, or does it all kind of feel similar?
It was a little bit the same. They were a little bit more stricter this time around, but it was mostly all the same.
And so, do you have the same COVID test? I think at one point they were doing the cotton swab in the nose. I think now they switched to mouths. Did you have a different test?
No, I both times were the mouth, and I'm glad.
Ah, yeah. It's pretty scary when you hear that UFC fighters are nervous about getting stuff in their nose. Like it really scares you about that test.
It does, man. They shove that thing. They try to dig your brains out.
Yeah, exactly. People try to make you feel better by saying it doesn't hurt. It's like tickling your brain, but the brain's not supposed to be tickled.
Exactly, exactly.
All right, so listen, man, let's talk about this fight a little bit. Obviously, it's kind of a weird one, right? Like we don't usually see unanimous draws like this in the UFC. I mean, it's especially with the judging that's going on. What was your reaction when you're hearing the scorecards being read aloud?
I don't know what the judges were looking at, but I was shocked, man. I was shocked, just like you know, a lot of other people around the world were shocked. I won the fight hands down. May not have been the prettiest, but I got the job done. But that's why they say don't leave it to the judges, right?
And so, I mean, we've heard a lot of things about the judges lately. I feel like everyone's talking more and more about the judges. Well, what do you feel about the judges? Do you feel like there really is a problem with judging? I mean, obviously, you kind of felt this firsthand, but like, what's kind of going on with these judges lately?
I mean, of course, you want judges who know what the fight game is all about. So we need more retired fighters to be officials, judges, commissions, everything. We need that. We need that. We need those people that know what it's like to be in a fight. Not everybody knows what it's like to be punched in the face at the highest level.
And so, the big thing with UFC Apex, of course, there's a smaller cage. You've competed in there twice now. Do you feel like there is a difference with the smaller cage, or is that maybe something that people, like from afar, it looks like something that it's maybe not?
I think that only matters for like the bigger weights, like especially heavyweights, the light heavyweights. I think that matters for them.
So you didn't really feel a difference personally for you with the size difference?
No, not really.
All right, so what do your coaches tell you after a fight like this? Obviously, we hear like I think all the judges 28-28, all that stuff. What are your judges? What are the coaches? What are your coaches telling you after the fight, like sort of with the results and everything?
Ultimately, it's my fault. I left it to the judges, so it all comes back on me, and I knew that. Um, I cannot help nobody but me, but myself, and I promise. I promise to myself that that shit will never happen again. I'm not gonna leave it up to the judges. I'm gonna fight my fucking ass off to get a finish next time, whether it's a knockout or submission or TKO. Yeah, I don't like leaving it up to people to decide my own fate.
And so, what do you do with a result like this? Because it's weird, right? Because it's not quite a win. At the same time, it's not a loss. How does that feel for you? What do you do with a result like this?
Uh, Life goes on. Life continues. So I got to continue as well. Continue to evolve and grow as a man and as an athlete.
And so, how are you treating this sort of this result? Like, does it feel different from a win or a loss would normally feel? Like, is this something that you go back and watch the tape a lot? What are you doing personally with a result like this?
I mean, I've watched the fight 3 or 4 times already. It's not going to change. It's the same fight.
Yeah.
Get better. That's all I can do. I cannot linger on it. Otherwise, it'll eat me alive and it won't let me grow. So it is what it is. Um, my opponent, Cody Durden, he knows I whooped his ass. The world knows I whooped his ass. The UFC knows I whooped his ass. Everyone knows I won. The judges, unfortunately, were the ones that saw it otherwise, that it was a draw. Uh, hey, congratulations. He escaped the ass whooping. It's okay. If we meet again, that won't happen. and whoever my next opponent is, that shit won't happen either. So yeah, that's how I take it.
And so, did the UFC say anything to you guys after the fight? I mean, we know that Dana, when he doesn't like a decision, he's usually pretty vocal about it with the fighters. Did you hear anything from the UFC?
No, I didn't hear anything.
And so that means that with the draw, like I guess technically you guys don't get your win bonus either, right?
Yeah, none of that.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess it just makes the situation that much worse for you.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I mean, with that being said, what's next for you at this point? Like, are you trying to get back out there as soon as you can and sort of get people to forget about it? I mean, what are you doing sort of to move on at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I want to fight again, so hopefully next month we can get something going.
And so, of course, after the fight, you get back. I know a lot of fighters, they sort of put the phone away for a few days, maybe a few hours. You get back on your phone after the fight, you start checking the messages and everything. What's the reaction you're getting from the fans, from the people that watched your fight? I mean, even on social media, what kind of stuff are you seeing afterwards?
That was bullshit that I won the fight. They robbed me. But it's true. I did get robbed. Anyone who says differently is blind. I whooped his ass the last 2 rounds. He knows it. I know it. Everyone knows it. Hell, the world that was watching knows it. At the end of the day, it falls back on me. So I'm gonna fix that. That shit will never happen again.
And so, is there the potential for you guys to, try to reach out to the commission? And I know some guys have filed an appeal and stuff like that. Have you guys thought about something like that, or is it at this point just kind of moving on from it?
I don't know. I gotta talk to my manager.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique situation. Listen, who do you want next? Realistically, kind of looking at like what's potentially next for you.
I don't know. I'm not calling anyone out with my performance like this. So just ready for the next one.
All right. With that being said, just one last question. Realistically, when do you think we'll see you again? I know you mentioned next month. Like, ideally, when do you think we'll see you back in the cage?
For the next 2 months.
All right. Well, there we go. We look forward to it. Listen, thank you so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll get to see you fight again soon.
Thank you, man. Thank you for your time.